the shirts and everything together.
But I really like this story, and Andrew will be mad. Andrew was nominated back in the late 1990s to receive the Order of Canada. And it was a great honor, and when Andrew found out, he contacted the Governor General, who I believe in those days, I believe it was Adrian Clarkson, and he notified the Governor General's office that he was very flattered to receive the order, or to be nominated to receive the Order of Canada, but that he would really appreciate if his wife Joan could receive the Order of Canada with him, because she and the entire family, they shared in this work. His children, one way or another, have been and Joan especially, have been an integral part of this charity since it was formed back in 1985. And the family, there's 12 or 13 kids, and then I think they've adopted 25 foster children. Maybe adopted is the wrong word, but they've had 25 foster children also live with them, and Andrew considers them all part of the extended family. But the family, Andrew said that when he and Joan made a decision to embrace poverty, it was hard on the kids at first, but Andrew has told me that as his kids started to watch the family divest, more and more of their friends wanted to come by the house. They, in turn, I think, they were able to find and experience deeper friendship themselves. They give what they have. They share what they have. And it's so very, very powerful. My name is Brian Finnemore, and I'm the chaplain at Cardinal Leger School in Brampton. And I've been volunteering here at Canadian Food for Children for the past 27 years. And I first met Dr. Simoni back in the 1980s. He spoke at St. Augustine Seminary, and at that time I was a seminarian. And we were, the seminarians, we were introduced to him as a local Toronto doctor who he and his wife Joan and their family had made a radical decision with their lives to help the poor. This charity, Canadian Food for Children, I believe was started in 1985. Prior to that, they began working, I think as early as maybe 1981 with Mother Teresa. And they had a very good relationship with Mother Teresa, helping her and her missions around the world. But I guess everything really started with Andrew and Joan at a prayer meeting that they attended at Nativity of Our Lord Church in Etobicoke. Andrew and Joan were at the prayer meeting, and they decided that they were going to dedicate their lives to helping the poor. The missionaries of charity, they asked Andrew and Joan if they would go off in their own direction, form their own charity, their own organization, and help people around the world. And to this day, I believe we ship here to 22 different countries to people who are working in the front lines, helping and assisting the poorest of the poor in the world. And all of these containers are shipped filled with food, with medicine, with clothing, with all kinds of emergency supplies. And they're shipped free of charge to the missionaries. The charity here, everyone is a volunteer. There are no paid employees. Charity is in the 99.9th percentile in terms of maximizing aid. Very little aid goes for overhead. We have no paid employees, and so of every dollar that's collected, probably 99 cents goes to help the poor. Dr. Simoni mentioned one time that you can feed a poor child for less than 10 cents. You know, for $1, you can provide like 10 days of food. And so it's a very special place. And we keep the poor, we keep Jesus central to the work, but we keep the poor central to the work, and that we not bite off more than what we can chew. And the container that we're loading today, which I'm sure the director will film, is destined for Guatemala. And today we will send 13,000 kilograms of food and clothing and hospital supplies we'll send 13,000 kilograms. And we do that, I think last year we sent 340 containers.
Can you tell me about the students who volunteer here?
For sure. Okay. So at Cardinal Léger, we have retreats for all grades. Our grade 12s come to Dr. Simone's warehouse. I would say there's probably about 5 classes a semester that are coming in to help move things around the warehouse, to see what Dr. Simone is all about, and to see the good deeds. And it's always amazing to me, but also to my colleagues, at how quickly compassion is shown and empathy is shown by our students. Today I'm with my grade 11 world religions class. We had a spare trip, and my guys right away wanted to come. Most of the time it's just for the 12s, but these guys are kind of enjoying it. It's also a nice day, so a nice chance for them to get out of class for a day, but it's also, pretty much most of them are working pretty hard. So to see them work, to see the empathy, to see the understanding in their eyes, that's what this is all about. And the chance, most of the time, they get to meet Dr. Simone, and they're amazed by him. They're amazed by, what he does.
So here we have some donated electrical goods, and these are beautiful items, but we have to send them to places in the world where they have electrical current that's compatible with ours here in Canada. And fortunately today we're shipping to Guatemala, where they do. They have the same type of current, so this will be much appreciated. Kids, you might see split peas, beans. Dr. Simone and the charity, they purchased those. Very affordable. A man out in Manitoba, very good man, he sells them to us for about $5 a bag for the 50-kilo bags. The 100-kilo bags, or the 100-pound bags, he sells them to us for about $10. Beautiful protein. If you look through here, you'll see these are some mats that have been made by various women and children from church groups throughout the GTA. And if you look carefully, maybe you can see they're milk bags that have been cut into strips, and then they've been woven together to form mats.
Cool.
And what's so nice about these mats is that they're a labor of love. The people who make them, they really feel a part of the charity.
What is the mission of Canadian Food for Children?
We want to make sure that every child on this earth, every person, has enough food to eat every day, has enough clothes, is able to go to school, has soap to wash, and is healthy.
What is Mother Teresa's role in helping you create Canadian Food for Children?
She had a tremendous role, because when she wrote us the letter to send food to Africa to her sisters, it was something we never thought of. We didn't know what to do. Father West put us in charge, so we had to learn how to ship food, how to acquire food, how to ask for gifts. So she was the one that started everything.
Cool. When Canadian Food for Children was first created, what surprised you the most about founding a charity? What surprised you the most?
What surprised me the most was somebody brought us a small basket of food, and I put it on the desk, and it was on the table in our dining room, and after the person left, I said, "What good is that?" And my wife took it off the table, and she said, "What's there now?" I said, "Nothing." She said, "Now there's something." And I remember one man said, "One day you'll send 1 million pounds. I said, "I don't believe that." But now we're sending about 10 million pounds.
How many volunteers work for Canadian Food for Children?
I would say probably in the neighborhood of 10,000. Because we have two groups in British Columbia, we have groups all over Canada, we have, and we're all volunteers, but we have them all over, so, and we have students come to our warehouse every weekday, so, and we have schools that collect for us.
How many trips to impoverished nations have you been in?
Over the years, I've probably been on about 50 trips, because I've gone all over the world, all through Africa, Central America, Haiti, all those places. I've been to almost all the countries we ship to.
Why is Canadian Food for Children so important to you in the world?
So fond to me?
Why is it so important to you?
Basically, because it's a pure charity, and we can get the food to the poor, and we can save people's lives. We had this little girl who was very close to death. That's her picture, Jennifer.
Can you show the camera?
And
That's good.
and then 18 years later, that first picture was with my wife, and 18 years later, she's a normal person.
Wow.
And we have lots of children like that were starving.
Can you give an estimate of how many people you've helped?
I would say we probably helped about 50 million people.
It will be free.